If there is a favorite to finish in the top two, it would be 27-year-old Josh Davis, triple gold medalist from the 96 Olympics. Most golds, Rowdy, by any American man at those games.
You know, I have seen Josh Davis take a lot of races out very fast, but I've never seen Josh take it out that fast.
And he's still ahead of world record pace at the halfway mark. Davis looks like he's going to win it, and Davis sets an American record. He breaks a 12-year-old mark. What a swim for Davis.
Welcome to the Ultimate Swimmer Podcast. I'm your host, three-time Olympic gold medalist and captain of the 2000 USA team, Josh Davis. Here at Ultimate Swimmer, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you to be the very best version of you, physically, mentally, and spiritually, on your swimming journey. This podcast is geared primarily for those of us in the aquatic disciplines of age group swimming, college swimming, para swimming, open water swimming, and master swimming. But we welcome all who are interested in peak performance, pursuing excellence, and swimming with purpose. So whether you are just starting out in the pool or you've been swimming your entire life, you were born for the water, and you were also born for greatness. So each week we will explore the 7 core habits of achieving greatness that will help take you to the next level in your journey to becoming an ultimate swimmer. This episode is brought to you by Breakout Swim Clinics, the longest-running swim clinic tour of swimming Olympians in U.S. history. Breakout Swim Clinics has been providing swim clubs with the biggest Olympic names for the best prices with gold medal service since 1997. Go to breakoutswimclinic.com and bring some of their great Olympians to your team to help your swimmers break out. Bigger names, better prices, gold medal service. Break out with the best. breakoutswimclinic.com. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ultimate Swimmer Podcast Show. I'm your host, Josh Davis, and I am so excited for this week's guest. I've been a big fan of her for a long, long time. She was a national high school champion. She was a national collegiate champion many times over for the Cal Berkeley Bears, and she's been a national champion and world champion. She's an Olympic champion, 4-time medalist, 2 Olympic Games. She has the American record in the 50 free and 100 free short course meters and the American record in the 50-yard free with a 20.9, which makes her the fastest woman in America and the fastest in the world. Please welcome to the show a true ultimate swimmer, Abbey Weitzeil. Welcome to the show, Abbey.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I've really been wanting to interview you for a long time now because I got to watch you, emerge through high school and start breaking records and going real fast then. And obviously loved your career at Cal Berkeley. You just did awesome there. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of ups though. And I just love how you persevered through a lot of different things. And then to make 2 Olympic Games and be epic for us on so many relays. And we share some of the same medals. I was a 4x100 free relay guy. And I know that's probably one of your favorite relays.
Yes.
And, so give us a recap of what just happened the last 3 months. Trials, Tokyo, ISL. Kind of a crazy Corona year, but you handled it so well. So give us a nutshell what you thought about trials in Tokyo.
Yeah, the last 3 months have been insane. Everyone had such a crazy year, and then all of a sudden I remember being like, wow, the Olympics are postponed, trials are postponed, and then all of a sudden they were here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this yet, but I had to be in. So trials was definitely super fun because it was the first big meet people have been to in a long time, the first meet with spectators. And so it was really awesome that we got to have spectators. That made a huge difference, being having your family there and friends there and everything. So that was really, really fun. Trials is one of my favorite meets ever. So definitely cool to be back. And it was definitely different than 16. Going in with expectations and I feel a lot more pressure and just different thoughts behind my swimming, and also not knowing kind of what was going to happen because of the COVID year. And so it was definitely difficult. It was difficult. I know a lot of people were like, wow, this is a really weird, tough meet going on. And I made it through, and that was awesome. And a lot of emotions, not only for myself, but for my friends who either made it or didn't make it. A lot of people, I knew were either, getting on their first Olympic team or having been on the national team for a long time and not able to make the team this year. So it was a really emotional meet, honestly. And getting through that was really awesome. Having my family there, seeing me make the team again. And then off to Tokyo, it was really, really fun. It was so much fun. It was one of the best meets, international meets I've ever been to. I personally thought it was way better than 16, and I don't know exactly why. Maybe it was because I was more experienced or kind of knew what to expect or was able to enjoy it more. I think that was what it was, is I kind of like let 16 fly by and not really pay attention to what was happening. And I feel like 2021, I was, kind of in the moment and just enjoying it more and like realizing like, wow, I'm here again. Like, this is awesome and like incredible and just like a lifetime experience. So I was able to just kind of be there and be present. And that was really, really cool. It was a crazy meet. It was a lot of ups and downs for a lot of people. And I had some opportunities to be in spots that I hadn't been before. And I won a best time in both my events, which was really cool. I mean, that doesn't happen that often. And so I was proud of myself for doing that. And, getting in both the finals in 16, I didn't make the 50 free final. So being in the final for the 50 was really cool. And getting the opportunity to anchor the medley relay in the final, I only got to do that in prelims in 2016. So that was really cool and a big opportunity for me. So I had a really different experience than I did in 2016. And I thought it was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. And it was just like I said, just a lot of fun, which I know sounds like kind of cliche, but it was just like a blast. And coming home from that, I came home and went on vacation, which was really cool, with a couple of my friends. And then I went straight to ISL. So it's been like, I haven't been home that much, which is crazy. I've been traveling a lot, which is awesome. I missed home a lot during ISL. I was gone for 4 weeks. I originally was only going to go for the first 3 matches. So my flight was booked. I was going to leave after the 3rd match. And then I was there and I was like, you know what, I'll stay, get in for another meet. The team kind of needs me for a second. And I was enjoying being there with people. So I stayed. And so I was gone for about 4 weeks there. Yeah, I know. Came home. Now I'm home. And then I'm leaving for ISL semis in November. So I've been all over the place. But the way I like to look at it is, not many people ever get to say that they get to travel the world for their job and meet a lot of new people and spend time with people and race. And I think it's really cool that I get to take the opportunities that I have now to do it and not take that for granted. So not everyone, people would die to travel the world on someone else's dime, to be honest. So it's really cool that I get to do that and do what I love to do and do my job. So taking the opportunity this whole year, I'm going to be traveling, December, I leave for short course worlds too. We got Golden Goggles in December. So I'm literally just up and down since July. So it's been crazy.
Well, it helps to have the training camp in Hawaii.
Yes.
That was nice.
So nice. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. So Cal Women's Swim, I still train at Cal, even though I've graduated. But all 4 years that I was there, and still the team goes to Hawaii for a training trip in January. So that's like our winter training trip. Big team bonding experience. And so I'm very familiar with the island. The Team USA stayed right across the street from where Cal Women's Swim always stays. So I am very familiar with that area. So I thought it was perfect because I didn't feel like I was missing anything, not going out to travel and sightsee, because I've already seen it all for the last 5 years. So I was very comfortable just resting in the hotel, spending time with people, taking small walks, enjoying the weather, enjoying the sun. So it was really awesome. I thought it was perfect. It was not a big time change from Hawaii to Japan. So it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. So the training camp for Rio was in my hometown, San Antonio. Mm-hmm. And that pool and hotel setup was really nice, but still Hawaii's nice.
Yes, it was super nice. We were in, I feel like I don't even remember. It was in San Antonio and somewhere in Georgia. I'm so bad at remembering things, but yes, the setup was so nice. And we had 2 different, domestic training camps, and then we flew to Rio, and then it was super nice to stay. Obviously Hawaii is domestic, but it feels like it's not, because it's such a beautiful place and kind of its own thing, obviously. So it was nice to kind of go on a training trip vacation deal.
And I think everybody liked that because once you got to Tokyo, it was pretty strict. There wasn't much sightseeing in Tokyo.
No, we were pretty cautious with COVID and everything. So the village was really awesome. Best village I've ever been to. And I've been to, I think that was my 4th village, maybe from different meets, 4th or 5th. I don't even remember. And so it was the best village I've ever been to. The food was great. The setup was great. We got lucky with the weather a lot. I mean, it did rain sometimes, but it was on the beautiful days. People were outside on the grass hanging out. And so it was really awesome. And it was a beautiful view. And so like off my balcony in the village, I had like the bridge and the water. So it was awesome. And I feel like I've been to Tokyo also before, so I've seen a little bit of it. So I was kind of lucky, like Hawaii. Like I didn't feel like I was missing out too much because I've been there. And so I personally thought it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. I used to race in Tokyo too back in the day in the late 90s when I was on the USA team. And I always swam fast in Japan because they have such, really pretty facilities, great food, great accommodations, great crowd. You didn't have much of a crowd, but it was
Love
kind of
Japan.
Cool. Yeah, so I always swam fast in Japan. So real quick, though, let's transition again. So congrats on another great Olympics, some more personal best. That's huge at your stage of the career, kind of entering your 2nd year as a pro. I'm really, really proud of you. Can you take us back, though, to some of your foundational years, high school? You had Coley Stickles, one of the genius sprint coaches, controversial, but the guy has some crazy, awesome stuff that makes people really, really fast. And you were kind of the first big name he made fast. And so I know, he's proud of you and everybody's probably wondering, okay, can you summarize what it was that set you apart in high school? What is something you did well that he did well for you, vice versa? Give us some tips on how your progression in high school.
Yeah, I feel like when he became my coach, I think it was more about making me like a good athlete all around, and that really helped my swimming. And now I am like I still am like, people always tell me like I'm just such a good athlete, and I take that as a very big compliment. I think that's awesome. But I think it was like in and out of the water, anything we did was super unique. He's very, very smart and very creative in everything he does in and out of like dry land, swimming, weights. Anything he does is unlike anything you'll ever do. And so it is very unique. And I think that my like physiologically, like my nervous system really likes that kind of stuff. And like my mind likes that kind of stuff. I get bored really easily, ADHD, little active girl over here. I get really bored. And so I think like keeping things super, like every lap is different kind of vibe really helped me when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And I can settle down more now. Like in practice, I'm kind of like it's obviously Terry has kept it super creative, and we have crazy creative and weird sets that I love. But sometimes it's like, as you get older, it's good to kind of just swim a little bit, Yeah. And so when I was younger, though, I hated that. And I think he just made me a really good athlete. And I think he opened my mind to the creative side of swimming, because before him, I came from just laps and laps and laps and laps and laps and laps. When I was like just started swimming when I was younger. So he took me to like a whole different side of swimming that's getting more popular now. And I think it was so mind blowing because no one in the world had started doing that kind of training yet. And I think that's what I loved about it. And I think the best part about him as a coach is that he makes you believe that you're good. Like he's so confident in what he's doing that he makes you believe that what he's doing is going to work. And I think that is what, as like, especially as a young person, like when your mind is so like moldable, I think that is what made me such a good athlete, was my confidence and obviously like the athletic ability that he brought to me. But it was awesome. My high school experience was definitely a crazy one. And I didn't do too much high school like meets to swimming. I stuck to club, but then went to like the big high school meets like CIF or whatever. Mm-hmm. I did some of the dual meets, but it was all about, in my hometown, high school swimming wasn't like what it was about. It was all club. And then you would kind of just attend high school meets. But I loved it. I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything. I obviously liked it. I deferred out of high school to stay and train with him for 2016. And then once I got to college, I struggled a bit, but I mean, who doesn't in college, adapting. And I think I was so excited to go, especially taking after a year off. I was like, I'm free. Like, here I go. I'm at college. Thank gosh. Yeah. Like, I'm here. And so I really struggled a bit. I think like going into a different style of training and like trusting it. And that was all on me. Like, it wasn't Terry or it wasn't Cal. It was me not believing that what we were doing was working because I was so used to something else that I knew worked. Yeah. And I think that was me being like, oh my gosh, like, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And I don't know if it's going to work. And obviously I wasn't eating very well and all of this and all of that, like coming at just a huge change, everything, emotional, mental, physical, everything was different. And I think that really hurt me, mostly mentally. And so freshman year was a huge struggle. And I think a lot of pressure too, like expecting, like I came off the Olympics and I had at the time the American record in the 50 and 100 freestyle short course. And people were like, you're supposed to win NCAAs. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I didn't. Yeah. And I barely made the final. And I was like, wow, this is embarrassing. And I mean, I shouldn't have been embarrassed because I was like a freshman in college. I had a great time, whatever. But I was embarrassed and I was like, this is so, like, I have so much pressure on my shoulders and I didn't perform. And then sophomore year, I got a little bit better. And then once I was like, all right, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to start trusting what we're doing. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be open-minded. Started to like really like believe and trust in the program and like put in the work for it, Yeah. Then I started to just like kind of thrive. And my junior year NCs was like one of the funnest meets I've ever been to. And then senior year NCs got canceled sadly, but my career kind of skyrocketed from there. And I like got better than I even was in high school. And that's when I started going best times, and I went best times long course, and I went this and that. And I think that's where I was like, okay, you know what? There's more than one way to get to your goal. Mm-hmm. And that's what I didn't know when I first got to college it was like, there's not just one recipe, to do this. You can believe and do all this, find different ways to get fast. And it's not just that one way that worked before. And that's like something that really taught me a huge lesson in life and swimming. And I, that's why I still feel like I'm kind of like, succeeding because I just a little bit more because change is good. You don't want your body and your training to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So once you learn to like embrace the change in your training and try something new every year or 2 years and start like doing that, you're going to keep like succeeding a little bit more.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I thank you for sharing how you overcame those ups and downs, that transition to college and trusting the process. I finally hit my groove my junior year with Eddie Reese and the Texas guys, so it's not uncommon. Mm-hmm. And where you just kind of adjust mentally and physically to what's going on. But so I appreciate you sharing that part of your story. Can you give us your favorite drill? Do you have a favorite drill that you do, or favorite thing you like to focus on for freestyle?
I have so many. I love drilling. One of my favorite things in the world to do, we do it. Terry loves it. We do it almost every day. She calls it like flow free. We just put a snorkel on with fins, and it's kind of just really, it's a relaxing state for me. Like, I love doing it. We do it like a 300 and warm up, it's like 300 swim, 300 flow free, 300 whatever, like that's a common thing we do, or 200 or whatever. But it's just a snorkel fins, and you just kick dolphin on your stomach with your hands down, and you kick rotational free on your stomach with your hands down. You just switch every 50. And it's like, you're focusing on a lot of different aspects that I won't go into because it's like very in depth, but you're basically just focusing on, your hips and your spine movement and everything. And, just keeping your body in line. And it's like super relaxing and calm to me. I love doing it. I'll do it in warm up at meets. I'll do it, whenever I can. I love doing it. Super relaxing, super good focus.
So one way is just fly with arms at side, and the other way is freestyle kick with arms at side. Mm-hmm.
It's a good warm up. It's a good, just like I said, relaxing mental state. It's good like body movement and in alignment, kind of just how you want to be. It's one of my favorite things to do. And then I love kick swim integration, where you just like take a few strokes of freestyle, kick in like 1 hour, like you take a few strokes, pause and kick, take a few strokes, pause and kick. There's a lot you can focus on there. A lot, like you can focus on your catch, you can focus on timing of your breath, you can focus on body alignment, you can focus on your kick, you can focus on a lot of different things depending on how you're feeling that day. And I think it's a really good drill for body alignment, and like, how do you hold your body alignment when you pause, and how does your kick integrate, and like, do you stop kicking, blah, 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 blah. So I think that's one of my favorite things to do too. It's a good drill to do when you're on an interval because it's fast, but it's also like you can work on something also. Right. But yeah, that's one of my favorite drills for sure. It's very simple.
You have great body line, great catch, great feel, but your turnover is really good. It seems like you've gotten it better over the years. And when to go 20.9, to be the first woman to break 21, you have to have some turnover that sets you apart from the others. Have you purposely worked on that? What do you think sets you apart to go 20.9?
So this is an interesting question because Terry hates talking about rate. She never talks about rate, won't time your rate, won't do anything because she doesn't believe in it. Coley did. Coley made my rate fast, I believe. Well, I've always been a fast twitch human. Like, that's just in my genes. I'm a sprinter. I think my turnover got really fast when I was with Coley. But then when I got to college, Terry was like, rate, like, obviously it's good to have rate, but it's not like the most important thing. Like she would get mad at me when I would be like, my rate's not fast enough. She'd be like, that doesn't matter. She would be like, you need to hold water. You need to move. Terry's very conceptual in swimming. That's why I think that's what makes her as a coach. Very conceptual, very feel of the water, very like, how does the water, I mean, water is water. We're in water. How do you work with the water? How do you move through water? Like, if you think about it, it's true. Like, how are you moving your body through the water? Because if you fight the water, you aren't going to go anywhere. So it's like a very big, like, how do you keep your body moving through the water? And so she would get mad at me and she'd be like, you need to sprint with your body, sprint, like moving through the water. And it's not just about spinning your arms because you're just going to fight the water. And that's where, like, people listening are going to be like, what? Like, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. But like, it's hard. And it's taken me, it's like, you still find things per day. Like, there's certain drills we do that we look really weird doing them. If you ever see Cal and Swim do a practice, there's at least going to be one point where you're like, what are you doing? Like, you look like you're just playing around. And like, sometimes we are, because we're learning about feeling and how we move through the water. And I know that sounds really weird and people are going to be like, that's stupid. But what I've learned over my years at Cal is like, yeah, it looks stupid, but if you open your mind and you like start to try and, okay, I'm doing this, so I might as well try and get something out of it kind of vibe. And you like learn, it's very beneficial. You can learn how you float through water. You can learn how to like, what angle do I put my body at off the wall to make the water lift me up, shoot me out, instead of fighting it and just kicking and seeing where I go. Like, it's very technical. And if you can get your head around it, it helps you. And I think that's what makes Terry such a good coach and so unique, is that she knows how to relay that to you and allows you to kind of figure out in your own way, because not every single person is going to hear it the same. So you got to hear it different ways or have someone else teach you that. We do a lot of partner work because hearing it from someone else might actually allow you to get it. Thinking like hearing it how they feel it, like, you know, and it's very weird, but it's like transformed my swimming and transformed the way that I sprint. And I think like my rate's naturally high, but learning how to move through the water while I have a high rate and not just spinning my arms has really made me the sprinter that I am. Yeah, I love that. I call those Jedi swim tricks. You're playing and you're feeling and you're exploring and things become easier and faster, you know, because you're working with the water. And I was grateful. My second Olympics, I was 28. I did my lifetime best short course when I was 26, my lifetime best long course when I was 28.
and trained pretty heavily till I was 31. So I was grateful that I had that time to explore and find those tricks that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You get the grab and the turnover. You want both.
It makes a huge difference. It really does.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Tell us any other, can you give us one, in closing, do you have one favorite set that comes out that's a favorite Terry set or a favorite Coley set that just kind of stands out that you could share with us?
Favorite set. That's a hard question. I don't do well with favorites questions. So I love, anyone who knows me, I obviously love to sprint and I love to do speed work, and who doesn't love a good bucket set or a good dive 15, right?
Yep.
But I think one set that I love to do that we did a lot in 2019 with Terry, like a lot before NCAAs, and all of our hundreds were so good. Like, I just love this set, and we do it still sometimes. It sounds really easy. I promise you it's not. It's we'll do a little bit of warm up. We'll do a set. We do this at the end of practice. 525s. This is short course. 525s as fast as you can go. 10 seconds rest from when the first person hits in the heat. And you do it multiple times. So you'll go 525s as fast as you possibly can. And by the third one, I think I'm going to die. But it's literally like a 10 seconds rest from first person's hands hit. She'll have the watch start the timer, and she'll be yelling time. So I like know my time, my best time and everything. And it's a super frustrating set if you're not having a good day, because if you're not hitting like near your best, and it's a 25, so near your best is like maybe a 10th, then I'm like, ugh! And Terry like knows that I get frustrated, and she's like, you're fine, ready, go. You're fine, ready, go. And so then we'll go in heat. So it's like maybe 3 people at a time, maybe 4. And everyone will go 525s. You warm down while the other heats go. You get back in. We do it like maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah. And it's hard. It's really hard. It stings, but I love that set. And I think it helps your speed. I think it helps your endurance. I think it helps everything. I love that set.
That's cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, I have a bunch more questions, but we're going to maybe have to do it on a part 2.
Okay.
Because I want to be respectful of your time. And I just really enjoyed your career so far, and I wish you all the best in the second round of ISL for this season 3.
Thank you.
Remind us who you're competing for and how people can get in touch with you and keep up with you on social media.
LA Current, go LA. I'll be on LA Current. Follow on Instagram. You can follow LA Current on Instagram. Follow Catwoman Swim on Instagram. Well, I'm not on the team anymore, but you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow my journey. If you really like ISL, like they have ISL, I think it's ISL Swim League Instagram or something like that, has a lot, like all the results of every match. But yeah, you can follow along on social media. That's how it goes these days. Yeah.
Well, LA Current is cool. Speedo is cool. And we think you're very cool. So
thank you.
Let's be an Ultimate Swimmer, and we'll look forward to a second part later on, and have a great rest of the week. Thanks.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for joining us on this Ultimate Swimmer podcast. We hope you enjoyed hearing from these Olympians and life champions and how certain habits and decisions help them on their journey, and they can help you too. If there is an Ultimate Swimmer from your team that you would like to nominate that we can recognize on our show, just email me at josh@joshdavis.com. That's josh@joshdavis.com. And tell us about how your Ultimate Swimmer is making a difference in your swimming community. And that's the goal, to make a difference and swim with purpose. Not only are you getting better, but you're helping those around you get better too. When you realize you were born for the water, born for greatness, and born to serve others, you are on your way to becoming an Ultimate Swimmer. I'm Josh Davis. Until next time, keep streamlining and keep smiling. See you around the pool soon.